Have you ever wondered why some words stick with you for years while others vanish the moment they're spoken? Why a single sentence uttered at the right moment can shift your mood, your memory, even your entire trajectory? It's not random. It's not just psychology. It's vibration. Every word you say, every whisper you think is harmless, every casual phrase you repeat out loud, they're not just sounds. They're frequencies. And these frequencies don't just travel, they imprint. They ripple through the quantum field, coding the architecture of your experience, collapsing possibilities into the reality you live in. Most people speak without knowing this. They joke about failure, complain about lack, tell stories soaked in old pain, they think they're just talking. But what if your words were more than just communication? What if they were commands broadcast to the field signals that shape what shows up next? The truth is, they are. You've been emitting instructions to the universe every time you speak. Not metaphorically, literally. The science of cymatics shows us that sound sculpts matter. Ancient mystics said the same. In the beginning was the word. And now, modern quantum biology is catching up. The vibrations you emit don't just pass through space, they pattern your cells, your relationships, your finances, your fate. And here's the most shocking part. It's not just the loud declarations that matter, it's the quiet mutters. The habitual words you speak when no one's listening. The inner dialogue you've normalized. Every word is a seed. Every sentence is a signal. And today, right now, we'll learn how to speak in a way that doesn't just express, but transforms. This isn't motivation, this is mechanics. Is the forgotten science of vibration. And by the end of this video, you won't just understand you'll feel it. So if you're ready to reclaim the true power of your voice, stay tuned. Because your next word might be the one that changes everything. You see, what we call speech isn't just vocalization, encoded frequency. Sculpted vibration traveling through air, water, and field. If you could see your words the way science now can, you'd be stunned. Under a microscope, your voice generates precise geometries and physical matters, just like a key unlocking form in chaos. This isn't pseudoscience, it's cymatics, the visual manifestation of sound on particles. Speak love, and the vibration organizes in harmony. Speak hate, and the same particles fracture into dissonance. Now imagine that your body, your cells, your world are made of those same particles. They're not hearing your words, they're reacting to the structure of your sound. This is why ancient cultures chanted mantras, and why sacred texts begin. With sound dome, logos, word, they weren't just poetic, they were quantum engineers of reality. Your words don't just describe your world, they build it. Your voice is not just a tool, it's a transmitter. And whether you realize it or not, you've been broadcasting a signal since the moment you learned to speak. But here's where it gets wild. Your body listens to. The water within you, a conductor of vibration, remembers every word you say to yourself. Shapes your hormones, your emotions, your biochemistry. It's why affirmations work for some and sabotage others. Because if you say, I am abundant, but your frequency vibrates doubt, the field doesn't hear the words, it hears the incoherence. Words without resonance are noise. Words with alignment, they are code. Now pause and ask yourself, what words have you been coding into your life? What loops have you been unknowingly reinforcing through speech? And most importantly, what happens when you start speaking from a frequency of power? Because in the next section, we're going to decode the anatomy of your spoken vibration and how to wield it with precision. Let's get honest. How many times have you tried to change your life and felt like nothing truly stuck? You read the books, you repeated the affirmations, you visualized the dream, said the right words, you even wrote them down, recited them every morning. And still there's that sinking feeling, that loop, that invisible ceiling that keeps pulling you back into the same emotions, same patterns, the same version of you that you swore you'd outgrow. And the worst part? You started to believe maybe it's you, maybe something's wrong with you. But it's not you, it's the vibration behind your voice. You've been trying to upgrade your reality while whispering old frequencies to the field. You've been declaring a new life while unconsciously broadcasting your fear, your doubt, your past. The quantum doesn't respond to effort, it responds to coherence. Is the part no one tells you. your voice has memory. Carries not just your words, but your wounds. Every time you speak from panavant subtly, you reactivate the pattern. Every sarcastic, of course, this would happen to me. Every self-deprecating joke. Every quiet, I can't afford that. It all adds up. The field doesn't judge, it reflects. And the more you speak from the old timeline, the more that timeline persists. This is the hidden mechanism behind why so many people feel stuck while doing everything right. Because the voice they speak from is still anchored to the self they're trying to escape. But here's the truth. Once you understand the vibration your words carry and how to shift them, you unlock a new dimension of manifestation. One where speaking isn't performance, it's precision. And your voice becomes a wand, not a wound. So before you speak another word, pause and get ready. Because in the next chapter, you're going to learn how to tune your words to match your highest frequency, and how to use your everyday language to collapse a new reality into form. Let's break it down. Your words are not random. They're rhythmic, they're electric, they're encoded with intention whether you realize it or not. Every syllable you speak carries a vibrational signature that either anchors you to your past or aligns you with your future. Neuroscience has already confirmed what ancient mystics intuited. Your brain doesn't just react to the outside world, it builds it through language. The words you say actually reshape your neural pathways. But here's the deeper truth. Your voice is a carrier of state. That means when you say, I don't know, your body responds as if disempowerment is real. When you say, I'm tired of this, your cells tighten, your chemistry shifts, and the field hears a signal of frustration, not potential. But when you say, I'm open to change or I trust the process, something subtle but massive happens. Your field reorganizes. You begin to broadcast a new tone. And that tone begins attracting experiences that match it. That's not wishful thinking's vibrational entrainment. In physics, systems and proximity begin to sync. That means when you speak from peace, you start magnetizing peace. When you speak from lack, you keep attracting evidence of lack. So the shift isn't just in what you say, it's in where you say it from. Here's a practice you can try today. For the next 24 hours, become hyper-aware of your spoken words. Don't try to be perfect, just notice. When you say something limiting, pause, breathe, reword it. Don't say I can't afford it. Say I'm prioritizing other things right now. Don't say I always screw this up. Say I'm learning, and that's powerful. These micro shifts recalibrate your frequency over time. When your words match your desired identity, the field has no choice but to collapse a new version of reality around you. You're not casting spells, you're broadcasting coherence. And coherence is the new currency of manifestation. Most people have no idea how often their vocabulary leaks energy. They speak with the intention to grow, to evolve, to rise, but their words sabotage the signal. Why? Because embedded in our everyday language are hidden contracts. Words like try, hopefully, I guess, maybe, sound innocent, but they dilute your power. They vibrate with uncertainty, hesitation, fragmentation. When you say I'll try, what you're really saying is I'm not committed. When you say hopefully this works, your signal is vibrating doubt. The field doesn't punish you for it, but it mirrors your uncertainty, and the result? Delayed timelines. Mixed manifestations, half-finished shifts. Even worse, you speak in what psychologists call identity reinforcement loops. Statements like, I've always been this way, or that's just who I am. Those sentences are not facts, they're frequency locks. They seal your energy to an outdated version of self. So every time you say, I'm bad with money, or I'm not good in relationships, you're broadcasting a vibration that holds your identity in the exact reality you're trying to escape. But here's the twist: you can reverse this. You can use language as a tool of liberation, not limitation. Start by replacing passive language with active resonance. Don't say maybe one day. Say I'm aligning with it now. Instead of I hope it happens, say I'm open to it happening now. Swap I'm trying with I'm choosing. The shift may seem small, but in quantum terms, the ripple is exponential. Words act like tuning forks when spoken. With clarity and emotional coherence, they tune your field to match the frequency of your desired experience. The key is not just positive language, but empowered language. Language that transmits certainty, ownership, alignment. Because the universe doesn't respond to empty affirmations, it responds to embodied declarations. In the next segment, I'll reveal how your subconscious mind processes your voice and why speaking from the wrong state can keep you locked in timelines you no longer want. Here's the truth that disrupts everything you've been taught. Your subconscious mind doesn't speak English, doesn't speak any language. It speaks frequency, emotion, vibration. That means every word you say isn't judged by its dictionary, meaning interpreted by the emotional charge underneath. So you can say, I am successful 100 times a day. But if your voice carries shame, doubt, or unworthiness, your subconscious only hears the vibration and rejects the idea. It says, that's not us. That's not safe. It's not familiar. And so the field reflects not what you say, but what you believe when you say it. This is why so many people get stuck in the affirmation trap. They repeat phrases they don't feel, with a voice that doesn't vibrate truth. It's not that the practice is wrong, it's that the frequency is mismatched. Your subconscious mind is a guardian, protects your identity. And identity is built through repetition, especially emotionally charged repetition. So if for years you've said things like, I'm not enough, or life is hard, even subconsciously, those frequencies become locked in as defaults. They become your home frequency. Unless you shift the emotion behind your words, your new declarations won't land. They'll feel fake, forced, fragile. But here's the empowering part. Once you combine language with aligned, feeling even for just a few seconds, you begin to rewrite your code. You install a new baseline. This is why the tone of your voice matters. Your breath, your pace, your emotion, your intention. They all signal to the subconscious, this is real. This is who we are now. And when your subconscious accepts it, the field responds instantly. In the next part, I'll show you how to consciously calibrate your tone, your breath, and your word choice so your subconscious doesn't resist change, but embraces it. Let's get practical, because this is where real shift begins. Your voice is not just a sound, it's a field. And the quality of that field depends on three things: your tone, your breath, and your pace. Most people speak from tension. Their words ride on shallow breaths, clenched jaws, and fast rhythms because their nervous system is in survival mode. And when you speak from stress, your voice broadcasts contraction. Your subconscious hears that tension and says, we're not safe to change. That's why even the most empowering statements fall flat when delivered from a panicked state. But here's what changes everything. When you breathe slowly, speak deliberately, and soften your tone, you send a completely different signal, not just to others, but to your own biology. Your body begins to relax. Your heart rate synchronizes. Your brainwaves shift from high beta anxiety to alpha clarity. You begin to access the deeper layers of your subconscious. That's when your words start to land. That's when change becomes available. Try this. Place your hand on your chest. Take a slow, deep breath, not from your shoulders, but from your belly. Now say out loud, I am becoming the version of me I've always known I could be. But say it slowly, with weight. With calm certainty, feel the resonance as it moves through your body. That vibration, that's the access point. That's coherence. And if you stay there for even 2 or 3 sentences a day, your subconscious begins to adapt. It says, this feels true. This feels familiar. It's who I am now. And that shift isn't psychological, it's quantum. Because the field responds not to excitement, but to stability. In the next segment, I'll show you how to speak your new identity, not just with words, but with a frequency so embodied that your environment has no choice but to respond. Now that you've felt the resonance, it's time to go deeper into identity-level speech. Because you don't just speak what you believe, you become what you speak repeatedly from alignment. That's not poetry, it's physics. The field doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to who you are being. Who you are being is revealed by the stories you tell about yourself, especially when no one's watching. So here's the practice. Speak as if you are already the version of you who lives your highest timeline. Not to pretend, but to remember, to realign. This isn't fake it till you make it. Just speak it until your cells recognize it. Because your nervous system doesn't know the difference between a vividly embodied statement and a lived event. When you say, I'm grounded, I'm capable, I'm ready, and you breathe it, feel it, own it, your brain starts wiring as if it's already true. Your hormones shift, your behavior follows, and reality bends. But here's the key, don't just say the big things. Speak alignment into your ordinary life. Instead of I'm exhausted, try I'm restoring. Instead of I always. Mess this up. Say I'm learning how to move with more clarity. Instead of this is hard, speak. This is shaping me. These micro upgrades aren't just semantics, they're vibrational edits. And over time, they reprogram. Your emotional baseline, you stop broadcasting from fear. You stop recycling limitation. You start stabilizing a new identity, one that the field can lock onto and reflect. You become magnetic, not because you're louder, but because you're clearer. In the next part, I'll reveal why consistency is the secret and how to install this way of speaking so deeply into your system that it becomes your automatic signal, even when life gets chaotic. Consistency is not just about discipline, it's about encoding. Every time you speak from your elevated state, you're not just inspiring yourself, you're building neural pathways. You're telling your nervous system, this is safe now. This is who we are now. The more often you repeat this from coherence, not force, the more automatic it becomes. You stop catching yourself mid-negative phrase. Simply stop defaulting to it. Your biology adapts. Your identity shifts. Your signal stabilizes. And that's when your outer world starts reflecting it without you having to chase, strive, or prove. This is the true mechanics of manifestation. It's not about trying harder to stay positive. It's about stabilizing a frequency so clearly, so repeatedly that your subconscious no longer fights IT. It flows with it. You don't just say, I am abundant once a day. You weave it into the way you talk to your friends, your mirror, your money, your future. You say it in how you describe your day, how you narrate challenges, how you open emails or answer the phone. This is what embodiment sounds like. Once your voice vibrates with that level of inner authority, the field doesn't need convincing. It simply mirrors. That's why your new language must become more than conscious effort. It must be unconscious rhythm. But this takes practice, repetition, presence, not perfection. The shift happens quietly, gradually, until one day you face a trigger and respond from peace. Until one day you speak to yourself with kindness before catching the old self-judgment. That's the moment your identity has rewritten itself. The old frequency, the old script it no longer fits. In the final part, I'll show you how to anchor this identity for good, so your vibration becomes your compass. Your language becomes your portal, and your life becomes the living proof. So here, we are the final breath of this journey. Now you know, every word you say is a frequency. Every phrase is a pattern. Every sentence you speak becomes a seed, not just in the world, but in you. You are not just talking, you are. Tuning, you are transmitting. You are shaping the electromagnetic signature that tells the quantum field who you are and what to bring into your life. That means your voice is not just a reflection of your identity, it's the architect of it. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to script every word. You only need to be present, to notice, to choose. Stepping into, speak from the peace you're anchoring. Speak from the self that already knows who they are, and the rest will follow. Start your day with a declaration that vibrates truth. End it with a sentence that anchors gratitude. Catch your inner voice mid-sentence and gently recalibrate. You're not correcting, you're upgrading. Let your voice be soft when you need grounding. Let it be bold when you need claiming. But above all, let it be yours, authentically, unapologetically. Remember, your words are the spell. Your tone is the wand. Your breath is the charge. And your intention is the ignition. Speak less from memory. Speak more from vision, and watch your world respond. If something in you shifted during this video, if you felt a pause, a knowing, a remembering, then honor that. Let it land. Let it echo. And if you know someone whose life is shaped by the way they speak and don't even realize it, share this with them. Let your voice ripple into theirs. And if you want to keep walking this frequency with me to learn how to speak, align, and create from your highest self, then subscribe. Not just to this channel, but to the version of you that's ready to rise. Like this video to anchor the shift. Comment below with the words, "I speak with frequency." Let that be your new beginning. And until next time, remember, you're not just creating your world, you're narrating it into being. One word at a time.